Show. It's your friendly neighbor Taco, swinging back at you with another What If video. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new part and the finale of the series, What If Deku was Nezu's bodyguard. First things first, I want to say thank you guys for all the love that we received on the prior part. We got up to 2K views on that part, and we got up to 89 likes. And honestly, I felt like the video was kind of rushed and I didn't do as much as I could have done on the video. So to make up for the fact that I kind of rushed through that one, we're gonna go as crazy as possible on this one, going absolutely ham in the paint with the effects and all that stuff. This will still be an audio only, you know, kind of what if, nothing too crazy, but I'm gonna try my best to show out for you peeps. I got my tea, my coffee, I got myself a snack, so we're gonna be going for at least, I don't know, 40 to 45 minutes here. If you guys like the video, go ahead and smash that prior like goal of 35 likes. Let's get up to 60 likes on this video for more videos exactly like this. We are like 30 subs away from 1,000, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe right now. We're gonna be doing something very big for 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter to find out more about me and the videos that you guys love. Get down there in the comments and request more videos. I'm gonna be taking more comment requests seriously. I will see you in the future. Where we last left off, Izuku had finally become Nezu's bodyguard, but it wasn't a full position. He had helped Nezu navigate himself throughout a villain attack and had become more infamous throughout UA High. All Might was starting to hear rumblings about the kid who protected Nezu throughout this entire incident. The boy who was a genius strategist and was quirkless. It reminded him of himself. Not the fact that he was a genius, just the fact that he was quirkless before he had gotten one for all as well. All Might, knowing more and more about Izuku, would now be really interested in returning to UA High. And this is when Izuku and Yagi, I forgot his name, the wind hero. Give me 2 seconds to research that again. Urarashi. I can't believe I keep on forgetting Urarashi's name. I'm such an idiot for that, guys. I completely apologize. This is when Urarashi and Izuku would finally apply from UA High. Urarashi was now the top recommended student for UA. He is, up there with everybody else. And here comes the, recommendation exams, where we would see Todoroki and all the other recommendation students there. And exactly what happened in canon would happen again. Todoroki would be super mean to Urarashi, even though Endeavor was his favorite hero. And that would really make Urarashi sour for UA, even after everything that he had been through with Izuku. Would Urarashi and Izuku separate? Let me think about this. This is all off the top of my head, guys. And I believe that even though Urarashi had been raised throughout the entirety of UA, he would still be sour because of what Todoroki had said to him. But Urarashi would, of course, stay. Urarashi would stay at UA High School. He was the top recommended student. He was going to get in regardless of Todoroki being mean to him or not. And speaking to this with Izuku in their dorms, Izuku would tell him, "You can't leave me here by myself, dude. We were here since we were kids. You can't just abandon me because some kid was mean to you. Forget about him. He might be the number 2 hero's son, but he's nothing to you. He's nothing to me." I don't even know the kid's name. His name... You don't know his name, dude? No. And I shouldn't really care about it. His name is Todoroki. That's the only thing that matters. Okay? He has the same last name as Endeavor. I get it. He's Endeavor's son. But you are the son of Urarashi family. You are the first. You're better than him. He had his daddy to back him up all the way. We have to climb from the bottom together. Izuku then puts his arm around Urarashi, saying, "Dude, forget about this stuff. We're gonna be students in UA High. Who would have thought about this when we were kids, huh? Planning around in your parents' driveway?" Speaking about parents, Deku, I have to tell you something. What is it? Well, the last time I went to go visit my parents, we were talking and they said something about yours. Yeah, I know you haven't seen your parents since you were like 11, but you need to know something. What? your dad, he left your mom. And this is all just stuff I heard from my mom and dad, but, I don't really know the full story, but they were fighting pretty bad before everything happened. I think you should go pay your mom a visit. She still lives in the neighborhood. Thanks for that, and so I'll think about it. There's no thinking to do, dude. You have to go see her. She's your mom, and she doesn't have anyone. You never know what could happen. You're right. I'll talk to Nezu about it, and we'll work something out. All right. Urashi got up from Izuku's bed, walking over to his own bunk, saying, "I'll see you in the morning." You ready for this, Izuku? Yeah, I am. A new day faded in, and Izuku and Urashi woke up. Walking out their door, Urashi headed left, Izuku headed right. Izuku was now in his full suit. He had become a member of the Nezu Bodyguard Protection Unit. They were a secret service of UA bodyguards, underground as could be. All of them were service with protecting the UA principal, Nezu, the rat-like creature who had genius-level intellect and was a complete, boss. Izuku was now walking up with them as a 15-year-old kid. The rest of these people were, adults, prior cops, military agents, and some even underground heroes who work for hero agencies that didn't quite make it out of the shadows. You see, people who are really, really strong and have powerful quirks, all being headed by our 15-year-old friend, Izuku. Izuku had climbed his way up the ranks over the last couple of years, from being a 13-year-old kid who was now renowned throughout the school to being a head of a bodyguard unit and attending UA High. He was an absolute beast. We now see other heroes growing up who are part of this incident, such as Mount Lady and Kami Woods, becoming some of the biggest heroes in all of Japan as the time skip occurs. Passing throughout all this time skip, we see Izuku growing from a 4'11" 13-year-old to now becoming a 5'5" 15-year-old. He's still pretty small, especially for someone who is tasked with being an incredible bodyguard. But Izuku is combatly, strategically, a genius, using his amazing level of intellect that he had grew with Nezu and Urashi to completely lead this unit with an iron fist. Izuku walking towards Nezu, kicks in the door, proud and as happy as he can be, saying, "Reporting for duty, sir." Nezu then says, "You can relax, kid. Come on, have a drink." Nezu then brings Izuku a cup of tea, and they sit down. Izuku would open the conversation with saying, "I just want to say thanks for, letting me see you, Nezu." Come on, Izuku. How long have I known you now? 6-7 years? Just because you're a part of my bodyguard unit doesn't mean that you can, lighten up a little bit. All right. Any missions you want to send me on today, sir? Well, yes. There is something I want you to investigate. What is it? There are some villains. Are they the ones who attacked us those years ago? Yes. We need you and the rest of the bodyguard unit to infiltrate them, find out what's going on. You have to be stealthy about this, Izuku. There shouldn't be a peep about this throughout the entire underground community. Alright? Yeah. You sneak up in there and get as much information as you possibly can and leave the place spotless. Not a trace, not anything that can link you back to UA High or link you back to me. Understand? Yes, I do, Nezu. Now, you wanted to see me about something. What is it, son? It's about my parents. Really? Yeah. Well, Urashi was telling me this story, and I think I need to go see my mother. Your mother? How long has it been since you've seen her? It's been 4 years. 4 years. Wow, time really flies, huh? Nezu then gets up, drinking his tea. He walks around his table. Listen, Izuku. I would love for you to go see them, but you can't have a mention of what you're doing here at UA. You know that. Of course, it's against protocol. I'm a member of the underground world now, I understand. You're my top agent, Izuku. If anything happens to you out there, I'll be just devastated, okay? Not only are you my top agent, you're my... I look at you and Uraraka as my sons, you know? I understand. Nezu looks out of his window, seeing the bell ring for the UA High as he sees all the new first years rushing towards their classes. He looks at Izuku and says, "You better change out of your uniform. It's time for your first day, kid." Yeah. Izuku then walks out, sneaking his way back to his dorm while all the kids are going to their first classes. Izuku then switches out and into his UA High uniform. That's right, Izuku had become a member of UA High. He had passed the entrance exam with flying colors. He wasn't a top recommended student like Uraraka. He actually had to go and do the entrance exam like everybody else to keep himself kind of a low profile. Uraraka was a great hero. He had an amazing quirk. His name was Gale Force and he was known since he was a kid. Deku, on the other hand, our protagonist, that was not his journey. He wasn't sparring against pro heroes when he was a kid. He was sparring against some of the top students, but that was all kept under wraps. He wasn't a top recommended student. He was just a super strategist who would give a hand in a couple of hero raids, but nothing that went public. While Uraraka was in the light, Izuku stayed hidden in the shadows, a bodyguard, a Secret Service agent. And him being a recommended student for UA High would raise a lot of eyebrows for not only the students, but the teachers who weren't aware of his existence. So Nezu kept this entire thing under wraps, making Deku do the entrance exam and going through all the hurdles as everyone else who wasn't a top recommended student would have to. And that's exactly what Izuku did. We're now going to be flashing back towards Izuku when he was 14 years old a couple of months ago, taking the entrance exam. Flashing back, we see Izuku walking up in his tracksuit. He cracks his neck and cracks it again. As the rules are being read for everyone in attendance, we see Bakugo cracking his knuckles and Ida boosting up his drivers. Now, these are an entirely different chain of events. This is in another universe where Izuku isn't really that friendly with Bakugo. He didn't go to middle school with him. This is an entirely different multiverse where Bakugo, Ida, Uraraka, and all the other students are in the same exam. So just imagine Bakugo taking Deku's place in the entrance exam, but Deku still being there. You know, it's a different universe, so let's not think too deeply about any of this. Bakugo, looking to his side, would say,
"It's you, the kid with green hair."
This sudden outburst would surprise Izuku. He looked to his side, thinking,
"Does this blonde idiot know me from somewhere or something?"
Deku would then come out saying,
Do I know you?
"Yeah, it's me, Bakugo, dude. We went to the same middle school. You're the quirkless kid, remember? I always used to pick on you because you were so, weak." This asshole. I remember him. My elementary school bully. Insu would always protect me from him.
What? Whatever your name is. You may have known me then, but a lot has changed since then. I'm not that weak kid you used to pick on anymore. I'm pretty strong now. Oh, really? Did your quirk manifest or something? No, I'm still quirkless. So, what do you mean you're strong? You're just as weak as ever.
This prick, Izuku then thought.
Oh, I'll show you how weak I really am, Bakugo. Okay then, Deku.
As the exam starts, Izuku then thinks, Deku. That was the first time anyone had called me that in years. I remember now. This asshole, he would torment me, calling me that name. But I'm changed. I'm different from when I used to be a kid. I'm different from when I used to hear my mom and dad fight every day. Nezu changed me. That weak name Deku means something completely different now. He doesn't know it, but he's actually complimenting me. Yes, I'm Deku. But it doesn't mean I'm weak. That means I'm strong. I'm a bodyguard. And I will guard the world. With my strength, in my way, as quirkless as I am. Everyone burst off, Bakugo using his amazing explosion powers to head forward. Izuku would then think back saying, yeah, his quirk is crazy. It's really powerful. but nothing that I can compete with. Ida then burst off, Uraraka, everyone running and running towards these robots, taking out one at a time. Izuku then ran with a slow jog. He's not trying to sprint, he's just trying to keep up a good pace to stay behind someone who could protect him. While the kids were going after these simple robots, Izuku had known that the real test would be when that big 0 point had arrived. Now, Izuku was no fool. He had done some reconnaissance on this entire exam beforehand. He was able to get into the UA High filing system and figure out what this exam would exactly entail. And he cracked the code on the entire thing. All you really had to do was take down the 0 point robot. Izuku would then go into the file deeper, look at the 0 point schematics, and figure out the exact way to take it down. It was simple engineering, really. If Izuku could get on it, using the tools that he had stuffed in his pants, he could easily dismantle the entire bot. Izuku had a screwdriver, a wrench, and a ballpoint hammer. It was all miniature weapons. They weren't the full-size tools that you would get. They were small enough so that Izuku could stuff them in his tracksuit and run along with him without really holding him back. Izuku would run into a couple of robots, but he quickly hid behind some of the other students, trying his best to weave and not expend any energy because he knows when the big guy arrives, that's when he's gonna have to go all out. And Izuku, unfortunately, wouldn't have the time to expend his energy towards the big guy because a robot would pop up out of nowhere, right in front of him. Izuku would be standing next to Bakugo, who laughed at him, looking left and then looking right, saying,
You don't belong here, Deku. But let's see how strong you really are. Go on, take him out.
Jeez, this guy's such an asshole. Izuku then flips around, doing a front flip, jumping above the robot. The robot would look up, and that's when Izuku would take out his screwdriver. The robot's light would glimmer red as its eye focused on Izuku. In midair, Izuku threw his screwdriver like a kunai and hit the robot directly in the sweet spot in the middle of its eye. It collapsed. Electric shocks would go throughout the air, and Bakugo stood there in shock. Izuku landed perfectly on both 2 feet, running back towards the robot and retrieving his screwdriver, pulling it from the robot's eye as if he had just pulled his samurai sword from, an opponent's body, like some Ghost of Tsushima type stuff.
Keep up, Bakugo.
Deku then ran, sprinting towards the direction where he knew the Zero Robot would be.
Come on, asshole, I bet you can't beat me in a race. What did you call me? Bakugo? Asshole.
This quirkless nothing is getting in my way. I'm getting on my nerves.
Okay, nice. You got a lucky hit. What, is that supposed to make you strong now? No. It just means I'm a better fighter than you.
Izuku said while sprinting off. They were heading in the direction of the 0 point robot. Bakugo was being led on like bait. He didn't even know it. Chasing after Deku, he would be in front of him the entire time while Deku ran on the floor, simply sprinting towards his target. He was taking out all the robots in Izuku's way, saying, Come on, dude, I thought this was supposed to be a competition. I'm beating all of them for you. Deku was sitting there like this idiot. He was removing all the obstacles in Izuku's way while Izuku didn't have to do anything. Izuku had known about Bakugo's intense hubris. That's another part of Izuku's genius. I mean, the kid was smart enough to use this guy's obvious pride against him. After a couple more seconds of intense running, they would arrive at the 0 point robots to hear Uraraka scream. She would yell out in pain as she was trapped beneath a rock. Izuku would then say to Bakugo, and some quick thinking on the tip of his toes, First one to free the girl wins. Bakugo would yell, Yes! I'm gonna beat you for sure, you quirkless idiot. He would then burst off in the direction of Uraraka. This gave Deku some time to focus on the 0 point robot. Deku would run towards the robot, using the buildings ahead of him to bounce off of it, climbing on top of the robot's leg. He would then quickly use his screwdriver, plunging it into the robot, and using it as kind of a climbing base so he can climb up the entire robot. With just one screwdriver, Izuku worked his way up the robot's leg, getting towards the torso, and then towards the robot's back. The robot would move the entire time. It would become inching closer and closer towards Bakugo and Uraraka. Bakugo, using his strength and his explosion powers, tried to free Uraraka from these stones, but he couldn't just do it by blowing everything up. If he'd done that, that would make Uraraka probably dead, because the rocks would just explode in her face and she would be left there in intense pain. So Bakugo had to do all this just using his arm strength alone, and it was killing him, removing piece in piece, stone by stone, as the robot would inch closer. Deku, on top of the robot's back, grew closer and closer to its sweet spot, its neck, the place where he could, get in and see all the wires exposed for him completely. He inched closer and closer. The robot moved more and more. And that's when people would start to notice the commotion going on. They would say, "Look, that kid, he's on the robot's neck." Everyone would point in awe, looking at Izuku, and then looking at Bakugo as the robot grew closer and closer towards he and Uraraka. "Quick, do something!" Deku on the robot's back would finally reach the place where he could block in and dewire it. It grew closer and closer to Bakugo, and as it raised its leg, getting ready to stomp down on the two, Bakugo would look up and say his final words.
"God damn you, nerd! It's Deku!"
As the monstrous machine's foot slammed against the ground. Wait, what?
I got it, idiots. No need to cry like a little baby.
The robot was a few inches away from stomping on Bakugo and Uraraka's head, but it stood there, frozen in place. Deku then screamed,
"Everybody, out of the way now!"
And the robot then tilted on its axis.
Oh my god, it's falling in this direction. Everybody run.
That's the end of the part right now, guys. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Twitch. Our goal is to hit 50 followers by the end of the year. If we do, there will be a special stream where I'll be doing a very live, very active what if. You get to see me make a what if live on cam. It's gonna be weird. You're gonna see me mess up a lot of times. You're gonna see how much times it really takes me to record a bit. You're gonna see me do all that live. And I'm going to be reacting and reviewing a lot of manga. I haven't caught up to the MHA manga. I've been saving it so I could read it on stream. So that'll be very fun to me catch up to the MHA manga, to me catch up to the Black Clover manga, for me to read the new chapters of One Piece, for me to read the new chapters of any manga that you guys want me to see, all the way to webtoons and even maybe some web novels. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram. I'll be following back every 5 followers that we receive. We'll get one follow back from your boy, Biguchi Taco. And if you haven't already, get down there in the comments. I'm going to be taking a lot of what if suggestions because I'm really flat out of ideas right now. So if you guys could hand some to me, that would be very much appreciated. And you will get a big shout out in whatever video that is your idea being made. And that's all I want to say for now. Let's get into the next part.
What you cooking up?
So just real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know that this next part of the video will be put into the finale part. I was gonna originally drop parts 3 and 4 and then the finale, but I'm gonna drop parts 4 and the finale together just because it's been taking me so long to work on this video. I'm sorry. A lot of stuff has been going on. I literally had this video sitting there for like a week and I wanted to release it, but I just didn't find the time to record part 4 and the finale. So after I record part 4 and the finale, which I don't know what that would be, I'll try to get it out in the next 3 days, and I'll also try to give you guys some content within the next 3 days to watch. But I apologize for not putting part 3 and the finale in here like I promised in the last video. But if you get this video to, I don't know, say 65 likes, you guys will get part 4 and the finale as soon as possible. I'm talking about 3 days or less. And then you will get the 1K special very, very soon, plus a Christmas special. So I'm working really hard trying to get this stuff out. So if you guys want parts 4 plus the finale, get this video to 65 likes. There's going to be a 1K special coming out alongside a Christmas special, and then after that we're going to moving on to the New Year's special. I just want to say thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. They'll be coming something very, very special very, very soon. And follow me on Twitch. Peace.
She like yaddy yaya, she like yaddy yaya. Bitch, I'm rooting for ya. Bitch, I'm rooting for ya. She like yaddy yaya, she like yaddy yaya. Bitch, I'm rooting for ya. Bitch, I'm rooting for ya. Bitch, I'ma break the bank. Bitch, I'ma break the bank. Bitch, I'ma break the bank, bitch, I'ma run like a check, bitch, I'ma ball like a ref, bitch, I'ma ball like a ref, she bout to give me some neck, nigga, they mad and not like me, shawty, she bad, wanna be on my team, photo the gap, cause I'm going to speed, you shot at a Glock and it came with a beat, bitch, I'ma break the bank, bitch, I'ma break the bank, bitch, I'ma break the bank.